picturesque coastline, bustling markets, and world-class cuisine. This is what most tourists see when we visit Lima. But the city is complex and sprawling and has many different sides. We rented a car and set out to explore. Join us as we visit the diverse neighborhoods of Lima, check out a local market, and try some traditional Peruvian food featured in Street Food Latin America.
This is our whip for the weekend. We really wanted to get a car because Lima's really spread out. We're in Miraflores and it's very much of a bubble, and we felt like we had only seen bits and pieces of the city, and getting a car and driving around is one of our favorite things to do. So today we're just riding dirty and trying to see what this city's all about.
From our home base in the affluent Miraflores neighborhood, we head south to Villa El Salvador, a shanty town on the outskirts of Lima and one of the city's poorest districts. It is home to around 400,000 people.
We are in the shanty towns in Lima, but slightly on the outskirts, and it is completely different than the part of Lima that we're staying in.
An influx of migrants began arriving from rural Peru to Lima starting in the 1950s. Many were escaping political violence or seeking new opportunities. They created informal settlements that have since developed into official districts of Lima.
Miraflores feels like it could be in the United States or something, and these feel like favelas in Brazil, and they're sprawling. It goes on for miles and miles, and it's mostly brick and cement houses built in the hillsides. But there's a very community and family feeling here. It's a lot of dogs on the streets, families hanging out on their front porch.
It's a different world compared to the tree-lined streets of Lima's more affluent neighborhoods.
And neighborhoods like these are where 20 to 30% of Lima's population lives. As you can see here, there's no roads, or there's no concrete roads.
Like many places in South America, there is a large and highly visible gap between the rich and the poor in Peru. Around 6.9 million Peruvians live below the poverty line. According to one report, the richest 20% rake in nearly half of the country's wealth, while the poorest 20% earn less than 5%. We got to experience this divide up close and personally just a few minutes after leaving the shantytown.
So it feels a little surreal that we are now where we are. This around me, I don't know if you can see the fancy house behind me, but it's a gated community by the ocean, and it's all of these kind of like modern and villa style mansions essentially. The beach is right here, and it's really wealthy. Like, you go through what essentially looks like a military checkpoint. To get in here, you verify your identity, and they only let you in if you live here or are looking to go to the beach. I assume they kind of like assess you based on how you looked if you don't live here, because we got in here without a problem. But this is right next to the shanty towns that we were just in. So it's literally like ocean gated community, and there's actually hills with the shanty towns overlooking it. So we're trying to find a vantage point where you can get both on camera at the same time. But yeah, wealth disparity in Lima is huge, and just the different economic levels are in really, really, really close proximity to each other.
Swimming pools, foreign cars, military-style checkpoints just to enter the neighborhood. A surreal contrast indeed.
And we're now on a beach. So it's a little bit foggy out, but there's people still in bathing suits hanging out, they don't mind. But the neighborhoods on the hillsides that we were just in are here, but it's so foggy that you can't really see them, but it's literally right here. There it is. We're still in the gated community in the hillside there. It's a little far, but maybe you can catch a glimpse.
After exploring, we head back to Miraflores to check out one of the most famous food markets in the city.
Welcome to Surquillo Market number 2.
Surquillo Market offers standard market fare. fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts, grains, seafood, and meats. Locals do their grocery shopping here, and there is a famed food court as well.
So far, some gorgeous looking produce. Potatoes seem to be a staple in many Peruvian dishes, and that is reflected here. There are different kinds of potatoes, so not just the one or two that you find in markets in the US, but like 5 to 6 different kinds. We've entered a good looking seafood section. It's really clean and organized, and you can get fresh ceviche on the spot here, which is not too shabby. Right outside the market, there's a series of medical tents where people can come get tested for a variety of health conditions like diabetes and hypertension, but there's also more general health tents so people can come here and have conversations about nutrition. There's a psychology tent, and this is run by the government, so it's absolutely free healthcare.
And it's mobile. These healthcare providers travel around the city, rotating and setting up camp where there are high concentrations of people.
Found the food court and things are happening. We're at Huerta Chinen. It is a restaurant in the market that was featured on Street Food Latin America, and we're really excited to try it. It's down-home Peruvian cooking, very meat, potatoes, rice and beans type of place. And although the rest of the market is just opening up, this place is popping off. There's a bunch of people already sitting here eating, so we're excited. Been wanting to come here since watching the series. This isn't really the type of breakfast that gives you a burst of energy. This looks like the type of breakfast that you want to take a nap after, but it's looking so good. It's very classic down-home cooking. First up, this is seco de res. It's a very classic looking stewed beef dish served with potato and vegetable. I think I'm picking up on some oregano. And then some stewed chicken and yuca with a bunch of rice and beans. So I'm gonna try this meat dish first. Get some sauce on here. Cheers. The meat is soft and tender. The sauce tastes like a blend of parsley and oregano, but overall it's a really classic meat dish, just really savory, comforting, like what you want to eat on a cold day. Okay, moving on to the stewed chicken dish. Yum. It's really classically savory, but then it has some herb and a little bit of brightness from what tastes like lemon or maybe lime squeeze on it. Creamy, good, classic. Nothing is super heavily seasoned. It's just really kind of like farm style, down home, traditional Latin American cooking. And this restaurant has been here for 38 years.
Bienvenido a Huerta Chinen.
Muchas gracias.
Nosotros vamos a tener en marzo 38 años atendiendo acá al público con nuestra riquísima comida criolla.
Muchas gracias. Está muy rico la comida.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a usted.
We spent the rest of the day eating even more food, including delicious seafood and ceviches at a restaurant by the sea, and spent the evening watching people dance along the seaside boardwalks of Miraflores. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.